Welcome to A Social Disease, a podcast for recapping and relating to Degrassi Jr High. I'm your host, Jessie Mack.
And I'm Carly Jo Gear, also a host.
This show is not for kids, as we have frank discussions about sex, drugs, and violence. Listener discretion advised. All right, welcome back, everyone.
Hey guys, what's up?
It's been a little rough getting these out, but I'm working on it.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I'm working to get a schedule together that hasn't been working out so far that well, but it's definitely a situation of like, I'm not used to having this schedule, so it's going to take time to get into it, but
Totally.
Really pushing to do one a week if I can. But
yeah.
So lately it's been like every 2 weeks, but yeah, so one thing I was like... One issue that I'm having is that I am super intensely editing.
Oh, yeah.
To the point where, like, I cut out spaces and I cut out lots of ums. Like, I don't cut out every but I cut out lots of ums.
Yeah.
And then I listen to other podcasts that are, like, respected podcasts, and they say all the time. So I'm just like, why am I taking all this extra time to cut out ums when I could release podcasts so much faster if I didn't?
Well, I mean, we always go long, and it's funny because...
Well, that is part of why I cut down the little gaps, because I'm like, this shit's long as hell.
Another shout out to my friend Kaylee, who's been listening and doesn't actually watch Degrassi.
Oh, no.
But she was like, yeah, aren't the episodes of Degrassi like an hour long? And I was like, oh no, they're like 22 minutes. We just don't shut the fuck up.
Right.
So sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it seems to be like the first 20 minutes we're just bullshitting about ourselves. So cut that out. Just skip this part. Just skip this whole part.
No, that's all she cares about. She just wants to hear about me and then like fast forwards to the Degrassi part. And,
right.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's been going on in your life?
Oh my goodness. It's been... I mean, when I thought about it, I was like, oh, what should I talk about on tonight's goings-ons? And I'm like, damn, it's actually been quite a bit because we had crazy snow last weekend.
Yeah.
My car got stuck in my parking spot.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I had to have my friend Marianne and her boyfriend Jason come over and, like, dig me out. And we had sawdust all over the place because he brought it from his shop in hopes to create traction and kitty litter and shoveling, and then he tried to get his car to like push my car, but then his car got stuck. It was it was a fucking nightmare. All while Marianne like looked up at my second floor neighbor and she was filming us. So it's like, and then I think she was like, "Do you guys need help?" And it was like, "Yeah, you're trying to cover your tracks because you were totally recording us getting stuck."
Why would you want to record that?
I don't know. Some people have very little going on, so it's okay.
I guess, busybodies.
Yeah, and then oh man, so Sunday was Eric's birthday, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be so cute. I'm gonna take a shower, and then I'm gonna go to the grocery store, and I'm gonna come back, and I'm gonna make him waffles with bacon because he loves waffles. I'm like, yeah, I'm the best girlfriend ever. This is great. I'm so good.
Yeah.
So like, I got out of the shower. I went to put some clothes in the washing machine, and I look, I'm in a basement unit, and my laundry is like on the other side, like it's also in the basement but just like around the corner, and so I'm looking over at the water heaters and I'm like, why is that water heater spewing water?
Oh no.
I'm like, it's supposed to be doing that? So like I walk over and look at it, and it's coming out of like a pipe. So I'm like, I mean, these all have pipes, they're all like that.
Yeah.
So has it always done this and I just never noticed it before? Like, is it because I just showered? I was like, I'm really confused.
Your shower was so intense that it just busted the pipes.
Honestly, I was like, I have no idea what's going on. So I came back into my apartment. My dumbass sits on my bed, and I'm Googling, and I'm like, is water supposed to be coming out? And Google's like, oh, it's normal for like a little bit of water to drip out because that's how it releases pressure. Yeah. And so like I had taken pictures, and so like I submitted it to like my management company, and like submitted to the management company, and then like sent a text message, and I was like, all right, well, hopefully they'll get back to me and let me know if this is normal. So, I do all my reports, and I'm like, okay, this is this'll do it. And then I walk into the living room and I'm like, oh, fuck. Water everywhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it had gone like, I don't know, under the wall, I guess, and through the wall and into my apartment. And meanwhile, Eric is like asleep on the couch. And I'm like, Eric! And he's like, what? And I'm like, there's water on the ground. Luckily, the only casualties were like an extension cord and a couple of chargers, like nothing major. Yeah. And again, luckily, the way my apartment is, like the ground is really uneven, so all the water like settled under the couch, which is on legs. So like, yeah, again, it was fine. But we were just kind of like, well, what the fuck do we do now, right? So like, I ran back to the hot water heater, turned the water off. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even my hot water heater; it was actually the first floor's. So
oh, jeez.
Then I'm like, well, fuck. Okay, let me call my management company.
Right.
And yeah, the guy was like, I just got your message. We're working on somebody getting over there as soon as possible. I'm like, okay. So then I call Marianne's boyfriend, Jason, who is my go-to handyman. And I'm like, do you have a shop vac? And he's like, I do. So he comes over and vacuumed up like literally 15 gallons of water from my living room. Because yeah, thank fucking God. Because Eric and I threw like 4 fucking towels down. And we're like, well, that's not going to do anything. This is too much water. And these 4 towels are mighty soaked. Yeah. And it didn't do a damn thing. So yeah, to this day, I don't know if like the person who came to look at the first floor's water heater was gonna bring a shop vac or what, because when he got there he didn't have one. So I'm like, I mean, glad I figured it out.
This water here?
Yeah, I was like, glad I have friends that have things like shop vacs, because it would have been a really shitty day. Like I reported this at like 10:30 in the morning and the guy didn't get there till 4:30 p.m. So oh my God. Like, yes. Thank God for Jason and his shop vac. So yeah, I mean, it's been been I've been walloped. I think that's the word for it,
Interestingly enough, we had a furnace issue this week where we got our furnace tuned up. Because my mom was like, you need to tune up your furnace every year. I'm like, oh, I do? Shit. And I like organized it with my oil company. Guy came, told us there was like 15 gallons of water backed up in our furnace.
Damn, what's with 15 gallons of water?
Because apparently every time the power goes out, water like flushes into the furnace for some reason. I don't know. The whole thing was very confusing, but he like told us what to do and what to look out for. But anyways, he does his tune up. He removes all this water, whatever. Like the next day, it starts making kind of noises, like this kind of banging noises. Mm-hmm. And as time goes on, it gets so bad, and I'm going to play it for you.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like people working on the railroad all the live long day.
So I'm freaking the fuck out. I'm like, is this going to explode? Like, what the hell is going on?
It's been a great podcast, guys, but Jesse's dead.
So I like took that video and I sent the video to my oil company, like, this just got serviced and it's making this noise. Like, what the heck? Mm-hmm. Can you send someone out to look at it tomorrow? And I'm posting it to all these Reddit forums, like, what is wrong with my furnace? Because I looked up the noise and it didn't come up anywhere. That, like, dinging didn't come up anywhere. So I was posting it to Reddit. People were like, yeah, definitely get that looked at ASAP. But they weren't like, it's going to explode. But I was over here thinking it's going to explode, catch on fire, whatever. They come the next day. And it turns out there was, like, holes in, like, wherever it ignites. That was like making it hard for it to ignite. So that was it, like trying to ignite over and over. But that dinging noise there's like a viewing window, and apparently like the screw was rusted. And so the viewing window was just slamming back and forth, making me think my fucking house is going to explode. Thank God.
What is this viewing window? Is this like a tour of a factory where you're like, let me get a view of what's happening in there? Like, what is a viewing window for?
Whatever it is, they've fixed it. It's made kind of like some startup, kind of tries to start up a couple times here and there. But it's like couple seconds,
Okay,
but before it was going on and on, and it's also not dinging. So we're like, I think that's okay, but it's seems pretty good. Like I might email them back, like it's still doing that startup thing a little bit, but not like it was, and see what they say. But holy shit, I was terrified. I was like, we're gonna wake up dead.
We're gonna wake up dead. You just open your eyes and you're like, oh fuck, I'm dead.
Because it was like the middle of the night. There was no way I was getting anybody out there at that point. And I was like, well, what the fuck do I do?
Oh my God.
Because if we turn off, I don't want to turn off our furnace and have like the pipes burst, it's the middle of winter. But thankfully it was not that deep.
Right. It's not that serious. That sound, it reminds me of one time when I brought my car into the shop a couple years ago, and they were like, so what's wrong with it? And I was literally how I described it. I was like, it's making a noise like, when you're watching a movie about racing and somebody's tampered with your car and you see like a screw that's about to fall out, and it's about to like ruin your car and you're about to crash. I was like, that's what it sounds like. Like that one little bolt that's like ding 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 ding, and you're like, oh no, it's gonna fall out, I'm gonna die.
Oh Jesus. Oh yeah, the other major thing going on is your goddamn package.
Oh yeah.
I'm still trying, but I might come down to a situation where I have to just resend you things and have them sent direct to you.
Yeah,
because I've been all right. So I sent Carly some Christmas gifts late, but like in January. They never showed up. They went to the wrong address.
Yes.
And it was clear that they went, because she's on a north street. You're on north, right?
Yeah. So,
and the other one's south.
When I looked at the zip code that you put in the correct zip code, and it said it was delivered to a different zip code.
Right.
And I was looking at the neighborhood that it was, and I was like, how would they, this is really far away from me. How would they fuck this up?
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, just for shits and giggles, I'm going to look up my address, but like south.
Yeah.
And sure as shit, it was that zip code. So I'm like, they clearly dropped it off at my address with the south version.
Right.
So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like drive down there, knock on the door, excuse me, hello?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
So, I mean, I thought about writing them a letter and being like, can you like bring this back to the post office, please? Here's like $5 for the gas.
Here, maybe this might influence you.
Yeah.
Here's a little Abraham Lincoln for you.
Right. But like the thing about it was like your name, your zip code.
Right.
I feel
you
like
did everything
enough
correct.
Context clues. It's hard because I look back and I'm like, well, I don't know for sure that I didn't write south instead of north, because it's not like I have a picture of the package.
Yeah.
But I really don't think I would. I was looking right at your address.
Yeah.
So I think it was their bad, But so I've been like doing online reports and calling. I had a text message conversation, which was pissing me off because they're like, it was delivered. I'm like, yes, it was delivered to the wrong address.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, it's the address you put. And I'm like, no, it's not. And we're back and forth. I'm like, clearly it's not the right address because it's the wrong zip code. Like,
yeah.
I'm going back and forth. I get a call. I'm like, I have to check back in a couple days just because it probably hasn't arrived. Like, they said they were going to try to get it back.
Oh.
And I don't really know how that
I mean, I want them to fight for me. Like, I want them to rip my package out of that apartment owner's hands, okay?
I'm like, and I'm not going to say what it is because I haven't, I'll probably have to resend it to you.
Aww.
But I mean, it wasn't like crazy expensive or anything. Like, I'm honestly making a mountain out of a molehill here because it really wasn't that expensive. But it just pisses me off.
Yeah.
But the stuff that was in there, and once you get it, you can report back, is not anything anybody else would want.
Right.
Like, it's very niche to you.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so they were just too lazy to put this out on the front doorstep and say wrong address.
Yeah. Because what I imagine is it probably, I mean, like, I know what a lot of people do, like, whenever, we occasionally will get a package that's incorrect, and it's like, like, the correct number, but it's like the wrong street, or it's like the right street but the wrong number or whatever.
Right.
And I've walked a couple packages to the proper addresses. I mean, granted, those were like literally within blocks of my apartment.
Right.
So it wasn't a huge deal. That address is like 30 minutes from me. So
oh Jesus.
Yeah. So I mean, and that's driving. So if those people don't have a car, then we're talking like probably over an hour on public transportation. So
I mean, my thought is stick it out on the porch with the thing that says wrong address.
Yeah.
That's what I do with letters.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So yeah, that's been consuming.
I got a lot going on. So much happening.
But yeah, so anything else big going on right now?
Well, I mean, I guess I could say this. Eric and I have decided to move in together.
Woo!
So that's exciting. That's not happening till both of our leases are up. So it's going to be a little while, but
yeah.
Or by the time the package arrives, I will have moved and I still won't get it. And I'll be like, oh, Jesse, that's my old address. I should have told you I moved. Oh, no. Can you call the post office again and let them know? Forward my address, please.
Right. But so when are your leases up?
His is up like May 15th and mine is up June 31st. So I think we're
you got a little while to find
Yeah, we got a little while. So yeah, I think we're going to look for a place that's like, starting May 1st, and then he can casually move and I can casually move, and it's not,
okay.
Nobody's like, oh God, we got to get out of here right now, so.
Right. Well, that's exciting. Yeah, you've sent us a couple apartments. Were those apartments where you're like, this is like in our range, or were they just like, I love these apartments?
Oh no, those are the ones that are in our range.
Nice.
It was very sweet. I was sending Eric, different addresses, and I was like, look at this one. And he was like, hey, so I noticed that you're sending me ones that like you can afford to pay half of, but like if you want to go a little more expensive, I will pay more rent than you. And I was like, oh my God, who are you? I know. It's like, I don't know what to do with this. Most of the men I date don't have jobs.
Right.
I'm confused. How do I? Yeah. So basically, just like that SNL Zillow sketch, I am literally looking at apartments like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no, my walk-in shower and a whirlpool tub.
Oh, yeah.
In the master bath. What? Yeah. Yeah, I'm literally losing my mind because I'm like, I didn't think I'd ever, what? How'd I do this? Like, I feel like an imposter. I'm like, does he know? I'm working class. Did anyone tell him? I don't know. I'm like, hate to break it to you, but
honestly, I got this house. I ain't moving forever, but I still look at listings for both houses and apartments.
Oh yeah,
like
it's a good time.
Yeah, I don't know why I like it so much.
I know. No, I mean, I've been like literally combing the fucking internet every day looking at apartments, and then it was funny because my friend Beth sent me one because it happened to pop up on her Facebook. And she was like, oh, what do you think of this one? I just came up on my Facebook. And I was like, girl, I've already seen that one because I'm on this every day.
Right.
Like,
oh my God.
Literally every day. I'm obsessed. So it's just so fun.
Yeah. I don't know why I look at apartments though.
Oh yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
I understand looking at houses because you're like, oh, I just want to like envision living in this house. But I'll be scrolling down Facebook. And, when in your like local buy and sell or whatever apartment ads come up and I'm like, oh, what's this? I'm not moving to an apartment ever again if I can help it. So
right. Yeah, we're hoping to get a 3-bedroom so that we have an office and a guest bed. So, when people come visit, you got a bed to sleep in. Yeah.
In like 3 years when Corona's over.
I know, right? I know. Oh, God.
All right.
You want to know what we're talking about this week?
Sure.
Okay. It's season 1, episode 4, The Coverup. Which is pretty, I forgot about the title of this. And then like now thinking back, I'm like, oh, that's kind of a weird title. The Coverup.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't fully.
We're covering up child abuse.
Yeah.
Nobody's really covering it up. These boys are both walking around fucking busted faces. And they're like, what cover up is this?
I mean,
the dad beats his son in front of the other child. Yeah. Like, what? There's nothing's being covered up. No. This is quite blatant and open in front of people. So,
I mean, Joey tries to be like, no, it's not him.
Yeah, right.
That's not the main plot.
Yeah. He's like, I know that it looks really weird that we both are like have black eyes right now, but I swear my parents didn't hit me. I fell down. Like it just sounds fake. But anyways, okay. Okay, we can start. We can give it a whirl.
All right. So I first have to say that the first scene, I kept writing Craig.
Didn't the dad look just like Craig?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Oh.
I didn't know this kid's name because it's the first time we've seen him.
Oh.
And so I Googled, trying to figure out who it is. And it said in the episode summary, the school bully, parentheses, Craig, whatever his name is.
What? That's not his name.
That's the actor's name.
Okay.
So I kept writing Craig and Craig and Craig. And then I'm like, wait, that is not his name. It's Rick.
It is. It's Rick. But I think his dad looks like Craig, in my opinion.
I saw it when you pointed it out, but at the same time, I feel like that's very insulting to Craig.
I mean, it looks like an 80s version of Craig. What I'm saying is, it's probably actually Craig's dad, who was also abusive.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this was from his first marriage, and because he was older, right?
But he was like a serious professional, though. He was like rich and stuff.
Yeah, well, maybe this guy worked his way up. Things were different in the 80s, Jesse. You had upward mobility, okay?
Maybe he married rich. His mom, whoever died or whatever,
actually,
he married rich.
No, Craig's dad was a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive, like a surgeon or something. So, okay, well, maybe this guy went back to school after Rick got taken from him. He was like, I gotta turn over a new leaf, and I'm gonna become a doctor.
Right. I buy it.
All right, this is my fan fiction, so just accept it. Thank you.
All right. Anyways, we're at Rick's house, and he's poring over a bike magazine in his kitchen when his dad comes in looking for his tie. He sees him reading a magazine and hostilely questions him if his older brother gave it to him. He, hates his older brother. I feel he's like, did Frank give that to you?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of weird because they don't give any preference as to who Frank is initially. Yeah. So my first quote was like, who the fuck is Frank? What do you we don't know who this is.
Right.
Huh? So
whatever it is, whoever he was, the dad hates him.
Yep. It's blatant for sure.
So when Rick says that he bought it, his dad is not convinced and assumes he stole it. He gets angrier and angrier, asking where he got the money. Rick tells him he cashed in some bottles, which only enrages his father further. He had plans for that money.
Listen, this man hates recycling. Yeah. He's like, how dare you?
I like to go down to the tracks and throw those bottles.
Maybe that's it. Because when I was a kid and my mom would take me to the dump, we'd always recycle the glass bottles. And there was a chute that you were supposed to just dump it down. But I would literally take every individual bottle and chuck it and watch it smash. Yeah. So that's probably, I can't blame him. It's
he was
fun.
Mad that he took that opportunity away.
Yeah. Okay. Now I understand Rick's dad.
When Rick rolls his eyes, his dad snaps and attacks him. And then we have a very jarring cut to the Poppy theme song. You're getting beaten, and it's just wake up in the morning. What?
Well, Rick was feeling shy and lonely. Yes. So it makes sense. Oh, God. I was just shook that, I don't know if you noticed, but there was a glass of milk, and I was like, how did that glass of milk not get knocked over?
I did notice
wow,
that,
that's impressive. Yeah. You're attacking your son. Didn't spill a damn thing.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, it was like, oh no, and then right into wake up in the morning. Yeah, it felt weird, but
yeah, definitely.
I was like, wow, Degrassi Jr High is not fucking around. We've already got a child abuse episode, like episode 4. It's like serious.
They waited till season 2 to do that in Next Generation.
I'm saying. So yeah, you gotta ease into it, but no, not DJH.
No. And I mean, and honestly, like it was pretty well, I mean, I guess Craig's was also pretty brutal. Like it was just, you know, you're like, whoa, fuck. Like it's not just like he slapped him or something.
Yeah,
you're just like, oh my God.
Right. This is like, yeah, like all, yeah. So, wallop. Yeah. I guess that's the word of the day. Yeah. He walloped him.
Yeah. Rick rolls up to the school on his bike and zooms right past Caitlin and Susie, who are startled. Attention whore Joey F. Jeremiah Esquire, the F is for fool, also comes barreling in on his skateboard, but winds up eating shit when he tries to show off. DJ Radich runs up and scolds him for fooling around.
Oh, man, I was like, oh, DJ Radich cares about his students. He's going to check to see if Joey's okay. Nah, he's going to shit on him.
He's going to yell at him, yeah.
Oh, man.
He notices Joey's gash and sends him to the nurse, followed by the principal. He's been warned enough about his horseplay.
Yeah. How did he get a cut on his forehead from falling in the grass? I was like, what did he hit?
Like that a rock? Cut? Like, damn.
I guess.
Yeah, well, I guess. You think he'd have like a concussion or something?
Yeah, like, yeah. I would assume he'd have like a dirty face. And some grass stains, but I'm like, how the fuck did he get? Because it's like really high up on his forehead. So
yeah,
I'm like, that's a weird place for you to have hit something, but okay.
Caitlin and Susie notice Rick from afar. They think he's dreamy. Plus, he's a bad boy on probation.
So we think.
Susie questions why, and Caitlin assumes it's because he's so inept.
Is that what she said? Inept?
That's what she said. Right? That's what I thought.
I hear he's on probation. Really? For what? I don't know. Probably for being so inept. He's always got lots of bruises.
What did you think she said?
Okay, wait, I thought it was because she was saying that he gets into a lot of fights. Like, she assumes he was bruised because he fights people, and that's why he's been in juvie.
But what word would it be that she said?
I don't know. I don't believe I heard inept. So
both me and Johnny heard inept. Okay. But last week you were right about mild, so you might
no.
Well, but you don't have a replacement for inept though. So
I'm sorry. I did you say I was correct about mild?
Yeah. Yes! Oh yeah. I put the clip in to clarify right after I gave you shit for it. So
very cool. Very mild.
I don't know why I heard. Well, I mean, I think wild just made more sense to me. But
it certainly did make more sense.
But then I'm like, oh, I'm going to go check the clip now. I'm going to verify. And they definitely said mild. And I was like, really?
Wow.
So yeah, you got vindication once you listen to last week's episode. But I thought she said it's because he's so inept. And I don't know what other word would be there. So my thought about him being inept was, I didn't know you went to jail for that.
He's clearly not capable of anything. So they just threw him in juvie. And they're like, we don't know what to do with you. You can't do anything, so we're going to lock you up.
So anyways, they notice all his bruises.
He is so obviously banged up, apparently all the fucking time.
So bruised.
And none of the teachers have been like, hey, Rick, can you stay after class? And is everything okay at home? Like, nobody's noticed or thought to do this.
I mean, maybe it's just because he keeps to himself. He doesn't draw attention to himself like Joey.
Probably Mr. Radich, like, kept him after just to be like, Rick, you need to stop this horseplay and punching yourself in the face because I don't like to see these bruises. So stop with the horseplay.
He just assumes there's horseplay involved.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Joey comes into the office with a bandage on his head, and Darce asks what happened.
You don't hear anything correctly, okay?
No, I'm just decided she's still Darce.
She's still Darce? All right, fine.
Yeah, she's always Darce in my heart.
Listen, you know I love to talk about the fashion choices of all of Degrassi.
Yeah.
Did you notice that Joey's shirt said rat-a-tat-tat?
Yeah.
And it definitely had like Tommy guns like on it, like shooting. And I'm just like, man, Man, the 80s were wild. You could just wear shirts to school with guns on them. And it was like, it's fine. We don't care. Like that, you can't do that anymore because kids bring actual guns to school. So
right.
you can't even joke about it or allude to it. So I was just like, wow.
Oh yeah, you'd definitely be told to turn that shirt inside out.
Oh yeah. 100%. So I was definitely like, wow, look at that. Look at that. Rat-a-tat-tat. So stupid.
Joey makes up a story about protecting some kids that were being bullied. She wonders why he's there, and he tells her that DJ Radich sent him to see Mr. Lawrence. Darce recognizes that Joey is up to his old tricks and arranges the meeting. Mr. Lawrence is over it too. Joey just can't help himself.
I just feel like, look, if I was the principal and Joey walked in and he was like, look, I tripped. I was goofing around on my skateboard. I tripped. I hurt myself.
Right.
Like, the principal should just be like, what the fuck, Radich? Like, why are you wasting my time with this bullshit?
Right.
Like, this is stupid. Because I always think it's interesting, this concept of, like, sending a child to the principal's office but not telling the principal that the child's coming.
Right.
And they're just, like, trusting him to go in and tell the truth.
Yeah.
It seems awfully suspect.
Yeah, I mean, according to him, he was, protecting some little kids, and I don't think that the principal would be mad at him for that, but,
No, I don't think so either.
Vula and LD chat about picture day, and LD says something about wearing a t-shirt.
I don't know if it was a t-shirt. She says something.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm going to wear this stupid hat, and
captions.
Stephanie comes.
Desperately need captions.
I know. I'm like, what are you guys saying? The audio quality in 1987 blows,
and it's like a recording of a recording of like it's just so.
Yeah.
Rick comes into class, magazine in his back pocket. Caitlin and Susie start gawking at him again. They are very obvious. They notice how tragic he always looks and wonder what it'd be like to flunk and lose all your friends. Oh my God. But right now, they're just like so bold here.
I know. It's so fucking weird.
And then they point out that Rick doesn't have any friends.
Sucks to suck. But like, he's hot, but I mean, no friends.
He's tragic. He flunks. He doesn't have any friends, and he never smiles.
He sounds fucking sexy to me. I'm like, damn, that sounds hot. Yeah.
That mysterious bad boy. But they hatch a plan to make him smile.
Okay, so this reminds me of in middle school, a friend of mine, we would try to talk to this kid, Kurt. And what's funny about it is now Kurt has been dating my friend Grace for like, I don't know, 5 years, something like that. Like, they've been together for a really long time.
Yeah.
And so I'll be like, hey, Kurt, remember in middle school when me and Heather would be like, Kurt, why don't you talk? You should talk. Talk to us, Kurt. We just want to talk to you. We just want to be your friend, Kurt. Talk to us. Talk to us. Like, I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Middle school is wild.
I wouldn't be surprised if I've done something like that too.
Yeah. So I'm like, it's just embarrassing because it's like, oh, you think I did this to a kid in middle school, I'll probably never see him again. I'm like, oh, nah. He's in a relationship with one of my best friends. So.
Right.
Oh, crap. Now I have to address this.
What did he say about it?
I think he was pretty much like, it's fine. I mean, he's still pretty quiet. He was like, it's okay. At some point, the last time I was in LA, because that's where they live, he said something kind of mumbly, and I thought he was referring to himself as Thick Daddy. That's what I thought he said. And so anyways, then we all started calling him Thick Daddy, and Anna got him a Thick Daddy shirt for Christmas, and it's fucking great. So, I mean, in the long run, I hear what I want to hear, and now he's got a new nickname. So I think it's a win-win.
Steph walks in, nose in the air, hair poofed out like a football, and she sits near them. Vula rolls her eyes. Joey struts in, and Vula asks what happened to his eye. And I'm like, drink every time someone asks what happened to his eye.
I'm drunk.
He now claims that he was defending Steph's honor against some big guys who were ragging on her performance as president. DJ Radich walks into class and clears his throat to gain their attention. He gives Joey's wound a good look and then removes his signature fedora for him.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse. He was not wearing a fedora in this
episode. He wasn't?
I will fight you. He was wearing a fucking beret.
I
swear to God.
This podcast is going to end over our disagreements this season.
No, I'm telling you because
honestly,
I wrote it.
I didn't look that close. I just assumed it was his signature fedora.
There's like a better view of it, like in some scenes coming up, but like he's 100% wearing a beret, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's worse.
He's so stylish.
Honestly, worse than the fedora.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like, if you're gonna wear a rat-a-tat-tat shirt, you know, you don't want to be like a total stereotype gangster.
Right.
You want to mix it up, and you're like, I'm French. It is le rat-a-tat-tat. That's yeah.
Raditch does his usual dig at how only some of the class did well on their papers. Yes. He's such a bastard.
So supportive.
He didn't learn from the Yick situation. I don't.
No. Raditch blows.
Yeah.
He's always sucked.
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense that the Degrassi Next Generation, there's too many.
Yeah.
Next Generation was like, we don't like Raditch. And it's like, nah, he does fucking suck. And he's like, he wasn't even ever a cool young teacher. Like, he's always been an asshole. He
has zero patience for anything. Like, these are children.
Yeah.
Relax.
There is no socializing in his class, Jessica.
So, Tim asks Joey if he's ready for picture day. It's all the kids are talking about these days. Of course, Joey F. Jeremiah Esquire, the F stands for fashion icon, has it all worked out.
Oh boy, that's right. Get ready for those quadruple J's.
Yeah, he's got his sweet jean jacket. He'll look totally badass in it. It's the 4 J's, baby.
Yeah, Joey Jeremiah jean jacket. Oh, yeah.
And of course, TJ Raditch scolds him for talking.
That's right. You keep your acronyms to yourself, Joseph.
Also, drink every time he scolds someone for talking.
Oh my God.
We would get so fucked up.
Yeah. We wouldn't make it through the 30-minute episode. We'd just be like,
no.
I heard mild. I'm so drunk.
Joey skateboards home and rolls up to the most bizarre driveway ever with a patch of grass just going up the middle of it.
You've never seen that that kind of thing before?
No, that's weird as hell.
Oh, I mean, it's rare, but like I've definitely seen it here in Chicago where like they only have like 2 strips paved for where like theoretically your tires would be.
Yeah. Why?
So I don't know. Maybe because they're just trying to save money.
Wouldn't the grass die because your car's over it all the time?
No. I don't know how grass works. I think
they need sunlight.
Yeah, I mean, but your car's not parked there all the time. I think it gets plenty of sunlight.
I suppose. Either way, I didn't like it.
I'm not a fan.
His mom is in the living room patching up some dungarees when he arrives.
She sure is. Oh, boy.
She's off work that night, so she's doing some extra housework. Joey points out that it's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. She sees him and notices his wound. It startles her. The new story is that he was studying when a book jumped up and hit him in the eye.
I know. His jokes are so lame.
What? But this time it wasn't about being brave. It was about a book coming alive and smacking him in the face.
Like, what's the big fucking deal of being like, yeah, I accidentally fell off my skateboard.
Yeah.
And hurt myself. Like, no big. And also, his mom is like, did you go to the nurse? It's like, obviously, he's wearing a fucking bandage and, like, got some gauze. So, like, I don't think he pulled that out of his own backpack. I'm pretty sure he went somewhere to get that.
Exactly.
You dumb mom.
His mom is concerned, but he brushes it off. No big deal. But I can't study in this condition. And he runs up the stairs. When he gets to his room, he is outraged that his mom cleaned his room. He was gonna for the last several months.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom got sick of waiting. And this just reminded me of so many old roommates who were always gonna do the dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever I did them, they said, I was gonna. Like, bitch, the sink has been full for 5 days.
I mean, It reminds me of when my mom would go through Bethany's room and just collect dishes.
I mean,
yeah, it was like, gotta get all these dishes so we can wash them.
Yeah.
It was like every Saturday morning, gotta go get the fucking
the routine.
Literally, like Beth had like a week full of dishes in her bedroom every week.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah, because my family is weird and we would like literally all eat dinner in our own separate rooms. And sometimes we'd be all watching the same show. And like we'd come out on commercial breaks and be like, oh my God, can you believe it? Oh, it's crazy. And then we'd all go back to our separate bedrooms. Like I definitely had a TV tray next to my bed and I would just sit on my bed in my TV tray and watch TV. Oh, it's a lonely life.
Honestly, like when I was a kid, I remember everyone ate at the table. And one day I was just like, nah, I'm going to sit on the couch and watch TV.
Wow.
And like they all ate at the table, and I remember my stepdad being like really irritated that I did that.
Jesse, you're a revolutionary. You probably, honestly, Jesse, you probably got it from being at our house, and you were like, they never sit at the table together, so why do we have to do it? Oh man.
I mean, this day and age, a lot of us don't even have tables to sit at. So.
No, I mean, yeah, it's true. I eat all my meals on the couch.
Yeah.
I even, for the sole purpose of eating on the couch, I have a coffee table that like the table lifts.
I love that. I want one.
Oh God. When I got my own place, I was like, I'm fucking getting one. And oh boy, did I. Yeah. So when you sit on the couch to eat, you can pull the top up.
Yeah.
And you're like, now it's like a TV tray. It's perfect. That's perfect.
Well, we have an L-shaped couch, so and I always sit on the L, so I wouldn't benefit from that.
Okay, yeah.
Or the
chaise
L,
lounge,
the little thing that shoots out.
Yeah.
So I just always got it on my lap. But yeah, I mean, we have a dining room now. I hadn't had dining rooms for like ever living in apartments, but we have one now, and we don't have a table though. So I mean, we wouldn't eat in there if we did either. But
right. What are you going to do? Fucking talk to each other? No.
I mean, I just feel like at this point, everyone without dining rooms and tables have got so comfortable just eating in front of the TV that even if you have a dining room, you're like, why would I eat there when I could watch TV?
Right. The dining room is like a room that you're like, we don't go in there. Like that's not.
Yeah, that's for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the fine china sits in the cabinet, and we don't go in there. So
right. His mom reassures him that she didn't throw anything away, just put it all in a box in the basement.
Right. Like what did he have in his room that like she was like, well, this can't be here. I'm going to take all of his stuff. Like, you think that's what it is? That's why he's so outraged? Because she like literally picked up everything and was like in the basement with it.
Yeah. I had no idea why she would do that. I was so confused. Like, maybe put it in a box in his room.
Right.
But in the basement?
I don't...
That baffled me. I was just like, what the fuck is going on with this mom?
Yeah. I mean, once again, the writing, there's always some plot holes that don't really make sense. But yeah, she put all of his shit in the basement.
Like, that seems like a punishment or something.
It sure does.
Like, what are you doing? Yeah. He's like got to go down in the basement and pick through like, all right, I'll bring this back upstairs. I'll bring this back upstairs.
Right. Like,
I don't know.
I know. I'm like, what does this accomplish? Like, just go get the box, Joey, and then fucking dump it on the floor.
Right.
And be like, hey, I suck a dick, Mom.
I mean, it's been so long since he's cleaned his room that he still has, like, his childhood toys all over the place. She's like, you really don't need these in your bedroom anymore.
Mrs. Jeremiah's like, Joey, I put your sit and spin in the basement along with your rocking horse and your teethers.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
So Joey thinks this is an invasion of privacy and tries to tattle to his dad. His dad hits him back with, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it.
Hey, we know where he gets his sassy attitude from.
Joey doesn't think it's funny this time.
It's like, only funny when I say it, Dad.
He whines about his rights like a libertarian getting banned for using hate speech on Twitter.
Good one.
But then he notices that his mom is patching up those dungarees with his jean jacket.
That was pretty shitty. That was pretty fucking shitty. Like,
yeah.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
You gotta ask before you cut up someone's clothes.
Right? I'm like, what? She's at the sewing machine and he's like, Mom, are those my bed sheets? And she's like, oh, were you? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think you wanted these. What are you doing? Why would you do that?
She didn't realize it was his favorite and it's all jacked up, but they just bought him a new one. But that's the whole thing.
Right.
Looking like it's been repeatedly run over by a motorcycle is the hip new look.
Duh.
He couldn't possibly wear a new jean jacket. That's for broomheads.
Mm-hmm.
And this bullshit happened just in time for photo day. His parents are child abusers.
100%. Like, if I've ever seen it, it's right there.
Honestly,
for sure.
You know, it's a huge thing of kids who have never known even close to abuse to be like, you sent me to my room, you're a child abuser.
Yeah, right. You set boundaries. I hate it. Abuse. Also, I'm really wishing that I never told you that broomheads was a thing.
Yeah.
And you just like, you thought it was a one time, like, oh, he's in a broom closet. He's a broomhead. That makes sense. And then you're like, wait a minute. It is what? They keep saying it. And it's so Canadian. It's like broomhead.
I mean, they just love it. I don't know.
Yep.
The writers decided that was the thing and
they ran with it. They were like, this is definitely what the kids are saying these days.
Yeah. I wonder if it caught on in different places.
In Canada, maybe.
Yeah. Do you think all the 80s kids in Canada were calling each other broomheads?
If only we knew somebody.
Yeah.
From the 80s in Canada. Let's travel back in time.
Yeah. Let's go do a survey of all the old people from Canada. Did you ever say broomhead as a kid?
Please. Fill out our poll.
So, Rick arrives at school, immediately followed by Joey and Tim, who is wearing amazing shorts.
Yep, that's true.
Did you notice them?
I did. They were good. You know what? They just looked so cool, and like I was like, I'm not even gonna say anything about them because they just look like they belong there.
Joey has had it with his abusive parents. Rick looks up like, Oh, what are you saying about abusive? What? He overhears Joey whining about having nothing to wear for photo day and sees this as a chance to make a quick buck. He needs those motorcycle magazines after all.
Mm-hmm.
He offers Joey a jean jacket he has. Joey doesn't need just any jacket, though. He needs a used jacket. And Rick depressingly states that everything he owns is used.
I mean, but like... If you've worn it once, it's used, right? Like, yeah, everything in my apartment is used because I've been using it. Like, yeah,
true.
You know,
Joey is 100% one of those rich hipsters that raids the thrift store to look poor because it's in style.
100%.
So Joey wants to see it, so Rick offers to have him over to take a look after school, and he reluctantly agrees. Rick makes sure to note that they are not buddies just because he's selling him a jacket.
Yeah.
Rick goes back to fixing his bike.
I definitely I was trying to write, I'm not your fucking buddy, but like it clearly autocorrected and it says, I'm not your fuming buddy.
Your fuming buddy.
All right.
It's definitely like reminds me of South Park. I'm not your buddy, guy. I'm not your guy. What do they say? Specifically Canadians.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy.
Nailed it.
Maybe that's where the writers got it from, was Degrassi.
Oh, probably. That's it. Oh, we got it now.
Caitlin and Susie plot in the hallway, waiting for Rick to come in. When he does, they accost him to test out their brand new bit. Why did the turtle cross the road? Because it was the chicken's day off. Yeah,
they even had like fucking hand gestures and shit.
Yeah, they do a pose.
This was really they practiced this. That's the sad part. Like,
yeah,
they
do that Animal Crossing pose where you spin and put your arms out and the stars come out. Yeah,
100%. They sure did.
Rick is fucking pissed that they wasted his time.
He's a busy man, okay? He's got jackets to sell, bikes to fix, magazines to peruse. He doesn't have time for this bullshit.
He looks at them like they're the scum of the earth.
I mean,
like he hates them.
Fair, though. Honestly, like,
yeah.
I'm like, listen, if you're going to come to me with a joke, just do better.
Right? I mean, I could see this in like 3rd grade, but they're in 7th grade now.
Yeah. It's really bad.
Granted, he should be in 8th grade, so maybe his humor's a bit more elevated and they're still kind of stuck.
He's sophisticated. He's like, I don't laugh at chicken jokes. Come to me with something political and then we can talk.
Joey and Tim leave the school and Joey immediately takes it upon himself to jump on someone's sick bike.
What are you doing?
Turns out it's Rick's, and he jumps right off.
It's like, oh shit, we're not buddies. I can't. Oh.
Rick rushes him along, and Joey follows, unable to convince Tim to come with. They arrive at a very strange-looking building entrance and go inside.
Yeah, that's a sketchier. Like, that we can talk about.
Like,
it looks like they're gonna go into an underground lair or something.
Yeah. It was like a tunnel. It was very weird.
It was like, we got to go under this drawbridge first and answer their riddles 3, and then we can get into my apartment.
Rick is bitching about how slow Joey is. Mm. Joey is very impressed by Rick's place. His mom must be real cool and up with the latest faux poor trends. Rick comes out with another depressing statement about his life. He doesn't have a mom.
I mean... you came from somewhere. Like, what happened to your mom? Did she leave your dad? I would understand. He's an asshole. Yeah. Did she die? Or are you a test tube baby? Are you like one of the first test tube babies?
Yeah.
I got questions.
He grabs a sody pop out of the fridge and offers one to Joey.
No. Don't do it, Rick. No. Why would you do this?
Rick goes to get the jacket and Joey admires his motorcycle posters. Rick tells them about how his older brother Frank has a motorcycle and takes him on rides. With the wind blowing through his hair, he feels like a kid again.
Yes.
He shows Joey the jacket, which is also Frank's. Joey puts on the jacket, and I swear it's the same jacket he was wearing last week. I didn't verify... I specifically mentioned that last week he was wearing a jean jacket with an eagle on the back, and this was also a jean jacket with the eagle on the back, and I'm wondering if this was like a continuity thing.
I mean, honestly, they could get away with shit like this back in the day, right? Because people weren't, unless you were recording it on a VHS tape, like, right? People weren't
unless
able to
you're analyzing it for an hour 45-minute podcast, you would not notice.
You mean a radio program? Because that's what they had in the 80s, Jessica. They didn't even have podcasts, so right. Because I always noticed that with like when I watch Golden Girls, they'll have actors come back as different characters, and you're like, what are you? He was already in like season 2, established as a guy named, Steven. Right. And now you've got him in season 4 as a guy named Fred. Yeah. So what are you doing?
I feel like they do that in like Law and Order a lot. Like you'll get the same guy 6 years later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Either way, this jacket is definitely cool and mild.
Yeah. Also, it's funny that it belongs to his older brother, Rick, who I'm assuming has got to be over 18. Yeah. And he's like, here you go, 14-year-old. It fits you like a glove.
Yeah. I mean, he wants his bro to be cool.
But I mean, is Frank like really tiny? Because Joey's pretty fucking small.
Well, maybe it was his like teen jacket.
All right. His TJJ teen jean jacket.
Just then, Rick's dad arrives and grumbles out, who the hell is this? He immediately starts rehashing his crappy day. Yeah. Like, you wouldn't believe the day I had. Joey's like, I don't care.
Right. And Joey's like, for a kid that's not like super polite or anything, like Joey actually does the right thing and like sticks out his hand like, oh, it's nice to meet you. Like, I'm ready to shake your hand. And his dad's like, fuck you, kid. Yeah. Get out of my way, punk.
So his dad notices that his after-work sody is missing. kind of shocked that he isn't the type to start drinking beer the second he gets home.
Right. Maybe he's going to put whiskey in the Coke or something. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I too thought, I was like, oh, really? It's about the Coke? Like,
yeah.
Okay. Not like the Coke? Okay.
Yeah.
It's about a Coca-Cola.
Well, maybe he did some Coke before he wanted some Coke.
That I believe.
Rick realizes he's in hot water and tries to rush Joey out the door. Joey tries to pay for the jacket, but there's no time. He can pay tomorrow. As he leaves, Rick's dad starts going off about how they can't afford to give their drinks out to every little punk in town. As he yells at Rick about getting a job, he starts attacking him again. Joey closes the door like, what the fuck just happened?
This is so messy.
Yeah.
Like, how dumb are you, Rick's dad? Like, you're really gonna abuse your child in front of another person? Like, okay, you're asking to get caught. Fine.
Yeah.
Fine, dum-dum.
I mean, I will say I've definitely been to people, like when I was a kid, been to people's houses whose parents were like super aggro in front of me. I'm like, ugh. But never did they ever like beat their kids. But there are definitely like parents who just like didn't recognize that it's super weird to get as aggro as they did in front of other kids.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I totally was like, okay.
Yeah,
just go off, I guess.
Nothing is worse as a child than when like you and your friend are at their house and you're doing something that the kid was like, no, it's fine. My parents won't care. And you're like, okay. Yeah. And then it's like, you're both in trouble, but like, you're not in trouble because it's not your house, but like the kid's getting screamed at and you're like, I'm an accomplice, but I'm not getting yelled at, but this is really fucking awkward and uncomfortable. I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So I will never forget one of my elementary school best friends. We used to hang out all the time, and there was this kid at school who was a douchebag, and we hated him. And I remember, I cannot for the life of me remember what we wrote in this letter.
Oh boy.
But whatever we wrote about him, but we wrote something down about him that was apparently very, very rude. And my friend's mom found it and was like really upset. And so to this day, I'm like, what the fuck did we write in that? I don't remember. Like, I think at the time I didn't even remember that I had participated in this.
Right.
But whatever. Either way.
That you just wrote, like, he's got a face for radio.
No.
And mom was like, that is so rude.
I assume we probably, like, swore and stuff. You know? Like, but so we're driving to my friend's, like, little league game. Or softball game. Yeah. Softball game. And on the whole way there, her mom is just so upset that we wrote this horrible thing about our douchebag classmate. And I remember sitting there like, I wish I had stayed home today.
Right. Oh, because when it ends with like, I think it's time for your friend to go home.
Yeah, like, but I couldn't go home because we just were on the way to a softball game. Like I was stuck there.
Yeah, that's awkward.
You know, I don't know, like, this was a family friend. Like, my mom was friends with her mom. My brother was friends with her sister. You know, like, it was a family friendship.
Right.
And, you know, I don't know if that made the mom feel more comfortable with this, but I just remember being like, oh, my God, I hate everything. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I mean, you know, it's interesting because as a person who grew up with literally no boundaries in my house, I actually remember as a child, Jesse, being like, really scared to sleep over your house because like I anxiety pee. Like I don't, it's 100% the moment I think I cannot go to the bathroom, I'm like, that's all I can think about. I have to pee. And so, yeah, we were up late chatting, whatever. And then it was like, you know, probably 1 a.m. or something. And I had to pee. And I was scared. I remember you and Beth were just like, well, just go up. Just go pee. And I was like, I don't know. But then like, I felt like that was what triggered your mom to know the next day that we were up super late. And I was just like so scared. I was like, oh my God, I just had to pee and I didn't know what to do. Like, and literally your mom is not a mean mom, like, right. You know, but that is how afraid of any kind of structure, like any kind of discipline scared the bejesus out of me because we were never disciplined in my house. So like the moment a parent was like, don't do that, I was like, oh my God, oh, I'm in trouble. So,
oh no. Rick goes to his room and cries on the bed, a huge bruise on his cheek.
Aww.
His dad tries to apologize, but Rick just wishes he could get away.
Aww.
That was rough.
Poor Rick.
All right, it's finally school picture day.
Woo!
God, this episode is just like dark to like, whatever, it's school picture
Wake
day.
up in the morning feeling shy and lonely. Gee, I gotta get my picture taken.
Everyone but Melanie is psyched because she's got a giant zit. She tries to cover it with her bangs. Rick sits down as the girls keep fucking gawking at him.
Oh my god.
Like, oh my god. They are not subtle at all.
Nope.
Joey turns to Tim in line and asks what he'd do if he found out a kid was getting beat up by their dad. Tim is like, what?
You think Tim is like, well, let's see, Joey went to Rick's house yesterday. Like,
yeah.
You know, how smart is Tim? Like, you think he's cracking this code about, like, who he's talking about?
I mean, he does crack the code later, just saying.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We cut back to Rick, who is being pushed to smile, but this dude smiles for nobody.
Mm-mm.
The girls think it's super cute.
Yeah. He's so broody. You know, actually, when I think about the lyrics of the theme song, there's definitely, if you look at it in a dark way and don't sing it all peppy, Rick is the portion of the song where it's like, I don't think I can make it. Don't think I can take it. I wonder what I'm gonna do.
Oh no.
But then he looks around and sees that somebody is smiling back at me. Wait! I've got a new friend! And it's Joey!
You know, at the end, I totally was like, gee, I've got a new friend.
What?
Like, oh my god, I need to commission an emo band to like rewrite this song.
Please, I would love that. Oh my god.
All my friends are in metal bands, but maybe they could figure it out.
Yeah, I want like a screamo version.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if some sweet cover songs existed, but
yeah,
I'd have to search for them. Imagine being at a show and they just bust out with a Degrassi Jr High theme song cover. You just like nobody there would know, but you'd be like,
"That's what I'm saying."
Whoa!
I know, and everyone would be like, "What are you talking about? This? How do you know this deep cut from the band?" And I'm like, y'all don't know about the DJH, okay? You do not know,
right? The grade 7s are escorted out to make room for the grade 8s when Rick tries to collect the money from Joey. But for some reason, Joey didn't bring enough money.
Well, he
wants an IOU.
Rick never told him how much it cost.
He didn't?
Am I crazy? I don't think he ever gave him a price.
I guess I don't know. I don't remember if he did or not.
That's what I think I watched this episode actually 3 times. Because I watched it again today. Because I actually took my notes like last week and I was like, well, I gotta watch it again because I want to be fresh. But yeah, I don't think he ever told Joey how much he was charging him. And obviously he just rushed Joey out the door because he was like, I gotta pay you. And he was like, no, fine, I'll just give it to me at school tomorrow, bye. And then it was like, where's my $15? And it was like, well, dude, you didn't say how much you were charging, but okay.
Listen, I only sold 2 vitamin pills today, so I don't got the money. I've been really in all the talks about raising the minimum wage. I've been really into like seeing how much money, like, money was worth then versus what it's worth now. Yeah. 5 was a lot.
I'm saying $15 in 1987 was the equivalent of like $35 now. So like, Rick was like, I'm charging you a fucking premium. Like that's how much like a new jean jacket cost.
Yeah.
So,
but he smells the desperation, so.
Yeah, oh yeah. He's like, I gotta strike while the iron is hot, and this boy is desperate.
Joey is 100% one of those people who would go on Poshmark and pay like $100 for something that somebody like found in their basement.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, when I was in high school working at Dunkin' Donuts 20 years ago, minimum wage was like $5.25. So
yeah.
That's 3 hours of work in 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's how I felt on last Monday when my car was stuck in my parking spot because of the snow. And I was like, I gotta take an Uber to and from work. It's gonna cost me like an hour and a half of pay. And like, what the fuck? But I was like, I didn't want to take public transportation.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem safe right now.
Yeah. Oh no, I've definitely been in situations where to figure something out for work, I had to calculate how many hours of that day were just gone.
Yep. Yep. And you're like, this one's on me, I guess.
Joey needs this jacket for school pictures, but Rick isn't budging. Joey swears he'll pay him back, and Rick reluctantly lets him. Joey tries to yell after him to talk about the incident the day before, and Rick tells him to mind his own beeswax. He is not playing, and Joey is shocked.
Yeah. Did he say shut up? Because I wrote it in all caps and quote. So, okay.
Something like that. I mean, he was like, to him, so he was pissed. He's like, Caitlin and Susie prepare for their next big goof, even though Susie seems to realize that they're going to look dumb as fuck.
I mean, well, accurate.
I don't know where they're getting these ideas from.
Oh, my God. I know. Like, it's just sad because, I mean, let's be real. Caitlin, she's really good at, like, caring about the environment and stuff, but, like, comedy was never her strong point, so...
I mean, here's the thing. We don't even really know shit about either of these characters yet, and they're just looking like 100% dumbasses their first episode of actually being featured.
I know.
So...
What a waste.
But Caitlin insists that he'll love it. He walks through the door, and they call his name. When he turns around, they're wearing pig noses and oinking.
Yeah.
Rick is personally offended again, and a background character is like, what the fuck are these bitches doing?
Because it makes it seem like they're making fun of him, not trying to make him laugh. Like, they're like, hey, pig face.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the whole thing, I don't know where they came up with this. No.
It feels like they have, like, a really stupid joke book that they, like, checked out of the library, and it was like, 89 pranks to play on your friends. And they were like, this one's going to get him. He's going to love it.
So, they, like, went to the store... Probably a costume store, because who sells pig noses?
Not Walmart.
And really planned this one out.
Yeah. Ugh, rough. Like, rehearsed again.
They're prop comics.
Yeah, next they have a watermelon and they're like, hey Rick, look. And they, of course, smash it with a hammer, and then Rick gets watermelon all over his face, and he wasn't prepared. Oh, what a travesty.
He hates jokes. He hates fun.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Radich is going over today's lesson when Tim confronts Joey about Rick being the abused kid. Joey insists it isn't, and he tries to write it off as a hypothetical. DJ Radich offers to engrave "Do not talk in class" into his forehead because, like everyone else, he's sick of Joey's shit.
Mm-hmm.
He sends him to the principal.
Did you? Okay, so I took a video of this girl's reaction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember her name, but she is a featured character later.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly can't remember her name, but I was like, wow, the background acting right now, because she was literally like, oh my, he's in trouble. What? Like, yeah, just the faces were insane, and there was hand gestures and stuff, and she was like, did you see that?
I mean, I get the feeling that these writers were just like winging it, and they saw these background actors, because I'm pretty sure the guy in the earlier scene who looks at them with the pig noses and was like, okay, what the fuck?
Right.
I'm pretty sure he becomes a character later too. So they saw people like really working it in the background. And they're like, let's give them a part.
Yep. Congratulations, you have lines now.
We hear Principal Williams' disembodied voice scolding Joey and threatening to call his parents as Joey exits the office.
Yes, I called it an omniscient principal voice.
Do we ever meet him?
I don't think so. I truly can't picture what the principal looks like.
Yeah. So they hired a guy to voice him, but they didn't show him.
No, they didn't even hire a guy to voice him. They were like, oh, fuck, he's got lines. Kit Hood, can you get back there and just talk to Joey? Like, you don't have to be on camera. Like, you're good.
Oh my God, I've definitely been that person on crew who gets to do a random voiceover or something because they're in a panic.
Right, because like, oh, fuck, we didn't think about this.
Darce asks about the eye wound. Joey's about to leave when he asks her the same hypothetical that he just asked Tim, which of course concerns her.
Right, you got Joey, you have a black eye.
Right.
And you're like, now's the time for me to ask about child abuse.
Yeah.
Like, this doesn't look suspicious at all.
She sees the wound and assumes he's talking about his own parents. He assures her that things are more or less good.
You know, it's fine.
Which just adds to the suspicion.
Like, they cut up my fucking jean jacket, and that was child abuse, so...
Right.
And she's like, more child abuse, okay.
Joey may be many things, but subtle is not one of them.
No.
Darce starts flipping through her Rolodex to child services and dials the phone with her pencil.
I noted the pencil, too. I was like... Damn, because that was...
It's a rotary phone.
It's a rotary phone. So, like, that is totally something I remember doing as a child for fun.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you didn't put all 7 numbers in or whatever.
Yeah.
You were okay. But, yeah. Oh, man. What a novelty.
I liked a good rotary phone.
I mean,
I thought that was fun, yeah.
We had one in our kitchen for many, many years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say, though... Back in the day, like, dialing 911 was probably a huge chore. You gotta go all the way down to 9.
Right.
And wait for it to come back. Like, ooh.
Listen, I got one better for you. What about, like, calling into a radio and you gotta be, like, the 10th caller?
Yeah.
And, like, you gotta fucking... you gotta work for it. Like,
yeah.
Oh man, it's like a workout.
What if you mess up the number? You gotta start over.
You're fucked. You are not going to be the 10th caller. You are not going to get Aerosmith tickets. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen.
Man, those were the days.
Mm-hmm.
That's what like boomers talk about when they're like, kids today have it so easy.
I mean. But true.
I
mean, low key, some like they're just technology. You know what I mean? Like, oh wow,
it's much easier to dial a phone number these days.
It sure is. Like I remember when I first started working for Pam, she like handed me a cordless phone and she was like, you know, call this number. And I literally looked at the cordless phone and I was like, do I hit the phone button to turn it on and then dial it? Does it go through? Do I put the number in and then hit the button? Like I literally could not remember how to use a fucking landline. I was like, oh shit.
Honestly, I'm using my like smartphone today and I often dial the wrong number. So I don't envy people back then.
Ye old times. Like, I remember learning about the card catalog in the library in elementary school. And then by the time you got to high school, it was like, oh yeah, the card catalog's right there, but nobody uses it. Like, you go to the computer and you type in what you were searching for, and then it'll tell you where it is in the library. But like, so that is, I think that's our weird millennial thing that like we learned about all the old shit and then
never used it.
Yeah, it was like, nah, this is actually we don't do that anymore. And you're like, okay.
Do you remember back when like the only resource you had for so many things was the encyclopedia? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we had like an Encyclopedia Britannica or whatever. We had like CD-ROM, the fucking volumes.
Yeah.
Well, no, we had all the books.
Yeah. Well, we had that too, but we also had the CD-ROM.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, and I remember when the CD-ROM came out, but
that was all you had.
It's just,
I mean, unless you went through the card catalog and you found a book on the subject, but it was hard to figure out if the book was actually on the subject. And I mean, back in the day, like library science used to be even harder. I don't want to shit on librarians, but you had to like you had to know what was going on, because the only resource anybody had to be like, hey, is this what the book I'm looking for, was a librarian. You couldn't pull it up on Google and be like, yeah, that book's about that.
Right. You're like, I'm writing a paper on giraffes, and the librarian has to like think about it, and she's like, oh yes, there's one called The Life and Times of Giraffes. Let's go look it up in the card catalog to figure out where it is. Like,
right.
And the whole concept of like, if you had to write a paper
Mm-hmm.
for class, you had to do research, you had to fucking actually go to the library.
Yeah.
And like you might have to actually stay there and write the paper there. And like libraries close. Like you can't stay up till 3 a.m. writing a paper in the library because they close.
I feel like there was also some sort of like software or something where you could read articles.
Mm-hmm.
But there were so few sources for articles back then. So like it was just so fucking hard to get information back then.
I mean, and you know, like movies and TV shows definitely made it seem like you were going to go through a catalog of newspapers a lot more than
you were going to sit there and watch the newspapers roll by
to figure out who was murdered in your house.
I always wanted to do that.
I know, me too.
Yes, I always wanted to do that.
I was like, I need to go through all these news articles from 1946 because I need to find out about the killer that lived in my house and why it's haunted.
Right.
And,
oh man.
I know, and I've never gone through one of those.
No.
Like it just makes
we should probably, whenever COVID's over and we can get together, we should go to the library or whatever together and just look through them.
Do they have them? Is that real? I feel like the librarians will be like, "Oh, have you heard of Google, sweetie?"
It's called google.com.
Oh, no, we don't have those anymore. I'm sorry.
I feel like it's a whole experience to sit in that booth and like watch the articles fly by.
Oh, yeah, and somehow you know when to stop.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, shh, and then you're like, "Oh, got it." And you're like, how did you know when to stop? I don't, like, okay. You just, or it's like, wait, go back. Go back, and you're like, that's it.
You've gone slightly
that's
too
the
far.
one I wanted.
Go back a couple articles. Okay, here we go.
Oh boy.
I'm going to figure out if that's still a possibility. And whenever I can do it, I'm going to go and I'm going to look through these articles.
Yeah. And then I want you to make a TikTok about it so that the kids will see it.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. Millennial problems.
Oh man. Yeah, I was really disappointed. I'm like, damn, we're being made fun of by Gen Z. Like, damn, we can't catch a break.
Of course we are.
Right?
But I mean, the reality is that boomers are the
worst.
What's the word for it? Just like everyone hates boomers. Like,
yeah.
People like have some jabs at us, but fucking, right. I mean, I hate boomers.
Right.
Everyone hates
boomers. We're the product of boomers, so that's like, oh no. Damn it.
Ay.
I know.
These kids today.
I was reading like a BuzzFeed article of a bunch of Gen Zers making fun of millennials, and it was like, millennials be like, #adulting. I hope you're adulting. You're in your 30s. It's like, oh no. Why? Don't do that to me.
With zero understanding about how hard it has become to do these things. Like, adulting, buying a house at 35, back in the day, they bought it at like 21.
Oh, man.
Because they could. Like, that's a joke. That's a joke.
Kids these days just don't get it.
God damn you millennials listening to us talk about Degrassi Jr High from the 80s.
Right?
Stop listening. We don't like you.
Why can't we wear skinny jeans? Okay? I don't understand.
They made fun of our laugh reacting.
Right?
Well, no, I made a tweet the other day that was something along the lines of like, I feel like it's a special kind of person who does 3 of the same emoji in a row.
That's me.
You don't do the one emoji. You do 3. No, I do it too. And I think maybe it's millennials.
Yeah. I know. That's, I'm like, if I just give you one laughing, crying emoji, it was okay, but it wasn't amazing. Like, you gotta earn the 3, never 2. I don't think.
Right. 2's weird.
If you do 2, like, you need to send somebody to check on me because it's not me. It's an imposter.
Anyways, we're very off topic. We've been pretty on topic this episode, but we just got way off.
Shit.
Anywho.
Well, we've been attacked. We are under attack. It is not fair.
We're just doing our best with the fucking economy we were given by these goddamn boomers.
Right? And Gen Z is going to be all like, we're all about thruples and poly. And I'm in a relationship with 4 people. And yeah, we bought a house together because we combined our resources. And we're all like, oh man, why didn't we think of that? Right? Shit.
I mean, I lived with 4 people, but it wasn't that way. And I wouldn't have wanted it to be that way either because most of my roommates have been awful.
Yeah, I know. It would be better if you lived with a bunch of people that you were also sleeping with because then, like, you know, you could just have, like, angry makeup sex about not doing the dishes. Okay, fine. It's a bit of a stretch.
Honestly, I don't know. Having roommates sucks, period. Anyways.
Yeah, agreed. It's true.
Rick is out front fixing his bike as per usual, and Joey is showing off on his skateboard as per usual. Rick is all like, money mud. But the extra $5 is back at Joey's house. And they're off. They roll up to Joey's house and Rick's chain falls off. I feel like maybe if he stopped fucking with it constantly, it might stay on. Like, he's, like, loosening in it because he's constantly fucking with his bike.
I just don't ever recall. I guess maybe I never fixed the chain properly, but I feel like you just kind of put it back on.
Yeah.
Like, what? Because then Joey's like, you can fix it at my house. And he's like, oh, you got tools? And he's like, yeah, I got tools. I'm like, what tools do you need to put the chain back on?
Every single day he's fixing that goddamn chain. Mm-hmm. I feel like if I was... bringing bottles back to get cash for it, I'd be going out and buying a chain that actually fit my bike. I don't know.
Yeah.
Weird idea.
Yeah, I don't.
Joey has tools at his place that he can use to fix it. Rick notices a sweet motorcycle out front, and Joey has no idea whose it is. Mm-hmm. Frank's bike is definitely better, though. Mm-hmm. They walk into the most stylish man I've ever seen.
I said he's a flock of seagulls looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So anyways, the most stylish man I've ever seen is questioning Joey's parents about child abuse. Joey's dad denies it, even though he's felt like it.
Oh my God. Fucking wild. Can you imagine the fucking balls to say that to Child Protective Services? Like,
well, I felt like beating my son, but...
We've all been there, am I right? Am I right? But I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Bad English's drummer doesn't seem to take issue with that statement. His parents introduce him to the lead singer of Kaja Gugu, who questions him about the gash on his head. He asks about Joey's statement to Darce, and his parents are pissed. Canada's #1 Rod Stewart fan wants to hear that from Joey.
In front of his parents? Like, what kind of social worker are you? Like,
he's really bad at his job.
Tell me in front of your parents that your parents don't beat you, kid. And the parents are like, we don't. He's like, I want to hear it from Joey. Like, okay.
Joey swears that there's nothing more than yelling going on at home when he notices that Rick is significantly more bruised than Joey. He not so subtly says that whatever kid he's talking about needs help. The keyboardist from Flock of Seagulls follows Rick outside, who is stranded because of his broken bike chain.
Oh, man.
He offers some help.
He's like, I'm getting at it. Oh, man, this chain. Like, all that setup was for this, that he couldn't get away. Because they're like...
I just can't leave.
Right? They, like, filmed this scene first, and they're like, well, why wouldn't Rick just ride his bike away? I'm like, oh, okay. He's got a faulty chain. He's not gonna be, but we gotta really emphasize it throughout the episode. This chain really sucks.
They didn't have time to grab tools yet.
Nope.
They didn't fix it.
Nope. Can we talk about the fact that Joey's dad said that they raised 4 children and never, like, been accused of child abuse?
I didn't notice that. No, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, Joey's got 3 older siblings.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess that explains why he's such an attention whore, because he's like, notice me.
You know what? Hey, look at me, right? Look at me. That makes sense.
Rick blows him off, but he's persistent. The whole family snoops from inside. Kind of like your neighbor.
Right? These nosy assholes. Like,
what's going on?
What's happening? Okay. All right.
Bon Jovi makes it clear that he can go around Rick's willingness to report if he has to, and Rick assumes he gets paid by the kid.
Can you imagine?
You get a commission every time you help a kid. Like, no, child services does not have that kind of money.
Right. You get a bonus for a set of siblings. You're like, yeah, I bagged 3 of them at the same time.
Yeah, there's no one like throwing money into it. Like, because where would the money come from?
Certainly not the government. Fuck them kids.
Nope.
Hashtag America.
So the bike is fixed and Rick tries to ride off. Blonde John Stamos calls after him, but Rick says to leave him alone. But does his dad leave him alone? Oh, shit.
Oh, boy. He got him.
He just wants what's best for Rick and points out how unhappy he seems.
How can you tell?
Everybody knows.
Right? They're like, I didn't see you smile.
He's tragic.
This entire 30 seconds that we've been interacting, and I can tell. You're a sad, sad little boy.
So, Motley Crue's roadie swears he can help.
Oh, man.
I had to Google a lot of things to come up with all this.
I know. The first couple of jokes, I was like, I don't know what that band is. But
Kasha Gugu? You don't know Kasha Gugu?
It's vaguely familiar.
Don't they do sha sha hush hush?
Okay. Yeah, okay. They probably were on in like some sort of like movie that I had the soundtrack for.
I mean, they were just crazy looking, so.
Yep, I mean.
That was the thing.
Checks out because, yeah, this man,
his style for a child protective services worker. Meanwhile, I don't think you could get a job at McDonald's looking like that.
Nope. Nope. You can't get a job with tattoos. And yet, look at this man.
He's cool as hell.
Look at this man. You know, I mean, maybe it's just that they're like, nah, we need a cool guy. We need a cool guy so we can like rap with the kids. You know what I mean?
Definitely raps with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
He turns that chair around, sits on it backwards.
100%
Let's rap.
Yes. He might as well. He's okay, what was his name in Boy Meets World? Jonathan?
Oh,
was that God. I can't remember what his last name was, but
yeah. It was Jonathan. Yeah.
Jonathan, but I don't remember what his last name was. But yeah, like he's the fucking cool teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
And he's looking to help kids. That's all he cares about is looking cool, helping kids. Riding his Harley, wind through his hair, helping kids.
I have never once sat on a backwards chair to talk to kids, and I feel like I'd be a better babysitter if I did.
I've sat in a lot of backwards chairs, but never to talk to kids.
I mean, it's the only appropriate way to talk to kids.
I guess.
If you're not straddling a chair, what are you doing?
This week's experiment is for you to babysit and sit backwards in a chair and see what the result is.
No.
And they'll be like, those goddamn millennials.
Here's the thing. Wait, hear me out. Because I was thinking about it in my head, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to try it. And then I was like, wait a minute. The house I babysit at, they have like a tall table for where they eat dinner.
Oh, God.
And I'm
you're
like,
on a bar stool and you're super short.
I'm like, can you imagine? Like I would have to climb up it.
Yeah.
And like I'd be straddling it, like kicking my legs.
Yeah.
Like, listen, kids.
Let's rap.
That would not work.
So if you do attempt it for the lulz, please hand your phone to your one of the kids first and have them take a picture even a video maybe because you'll probably be like flailing a bit and I think that'd be pretty funny.
It doesn't work out. I tried on like a fucking lounge chair. I'm like, nah, it still's not working. Okay. Oh wait, they got bean bags too. Let me try. Nah, damn. None of these chairs are appropriate for this.
Damn it.
I mean, I'd get paid more, you know?
Yeah.
If I did it.
Definitely.
Be a more valid childcare provider.
Oh, yeah. That's the only way to know that someone means business.
Mm-hmm.
Rick waits for Joey in the doorway when he shakes him down for the cash he owes. Joey swears he did not tell anyone Rick was being abused and gives him the money. Rick ponders for a moment and tells Joey to take care of his jacket. He's warmed up to him enough to tell him that he's going to live with his brother for a while.
Thank God.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thank God. He wants Joey to come over and ride like the wind. Joey is psyched, and Rick tussles his hair and calls him Buddy.
Oh.
Rick finally smiles, which warms his stalker's heart.
Oh.
The end. Oh, it was actually like kind of emotional to see him smile.
I know. It was like, oh man.
Oh,
buddy.
Gee, I got a new friend.
Yeah. He's such a Sean Hunter. I mean, wait, no, I fucked that up. Sean Cameron.
Yeah, his brother's Hunter, right? Yeah,
he's a Sean Cameron.
Tracker.
Yeah, what was his Tracker?
No, Sean
was that his brother's
from
name?
Boy Meets World.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is from Boy Meets World. Yes, 100%. That's why I was like, oh fuck. Now what podcast is this? Who are we talking about? Boy Meets World? No.
Yeah.
No. Sean Cameron
went to live with Tracker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who did some really bad things. Yeah, he did some really bad things in Wasaga Beach, and so now he has to live with his brother, Tracker.
I deafened a kid.
He deafened a guy in one ear.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
that always cracked me up. I deafened a kid in one ear on Wasaga Beach.
like, it's so specific.
I don't know why that made me laugh so much, but it always did.
He's like, man, I cut off the tip of a guy's pinky, and I'm ashamed of it. Like, it's so specific.
Oh, no. He's lucky he didn't deafen Emma in one ear when he pushed her when he was fighting with Jimmy.
And she just happened to, like, land ear first on a rock. And it's like, oh, no. No. You deafened a girl in one ear, too. Oh, man.
Oh, man. I was watching the most popular girls in school. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
It was like a YouTube, like they were all 3 to 5 minutes long of Barbies and they were just assholes. And the chick gets deafened in one ear because a kid throws a hacky sack at her. Yeah.
Oh my God. We can only assume that's what Sean did to the guy in Wasaga Beach.
So anyways, what is your rating this week?
I'm like with really solid 3.5s.
Yeah.
Chef's kisses, yeah.
I
don't know why.
I couldn't even rate it because
too serious.
The subject matter is so dark,
and
it's like I don't like watching a kid get beat up by his dad. So
I mean, it's not ideal. It's definitely not ideal.
But like, it was an important storyline.
Definitely.
But like, it wasn't pleasant. So
right, you're like, I feel bad cheering this on.
I don't know what I would rate it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like 3.5 chef's kisses.
Yeah.
Not quite perfection on the child abuse episode. Could have been better.
Yeah. Sure. I don't know how this could have been better. It was actually like very it was like graphic and it was like oh shit. Like you had to confront some harsh realities. But it's like, to rate it, I'm just like, I get shit. I can't do it.
I'm a piece of shit, so I went ahead and rated it.
No, I don't judge you for that.
You know what? Actually, it's rated M for mature.
That's definitely true, yes.
That's how we're rating it now.
I mean, I was very shocked that they went this hard, this fast.
I know, right? But that's Degrassi.
I was just like, whoa, okay. Granted, but like, okay, so here's one thing. We've been like, oh my God, they did all this shit in these episodes. You know, they were like drinking, they were slutty transformation, drugs, beating a child. But Degrassi Next Generation, first episode, child molester abducting Emma. So like,
I was going to say dolphin pants.
Yeah, dolphin pants. Yeah. I mean, that's for real.
First episode.
Dolphin pants, 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Always.
But like, I suppose I shouldn't be shocked because thinking of Next Generation, like they went hard right out the gate. So
right, they set the tone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So exactly, it's not that surprising, and yet still surprising.
Okay, so what are we talking about next week?
Season 1, episode 5, The Great Race. I don't remember what it's about, so I don't.
I get nothing. Because I mean, I immediately pictured boxcar racing, but I doubt that's what's going to happen.
Oh my God. I wish. I'm pretty positive that is not it. But it would be pretty funny if it was.
It would.
And very unexpected.
They're like, we're going to take a break from all this like really serious shit and just have a boxcar race. You know, no big deal.
Maybe it's even more heartwarming and it's actually Joey and Rick, now best friends, in like a wheelbarrow race.
Yeah.
Or like a 3-legged race.
Yeah,
you know
3-legged,
I mean?
definitely.
They're buddies now. So now they can tie their legs together and race about it.
Perfect. All right. Do you have any social
I'm sorry.
media?
I'm like, I don't know why my next thought was, or it's about white supremacy, and we're really off. This is the great race. Wouldn't that be a surprise? We were like, wow, weren't thinking about it that way. That's
they
a shocker.
storm the Capitol.
Yep. Yep. Joey comes in with fucking antlers and a fur and
yeah. I mean, it could be.
I can't wait to see what it's about. It's gonna be a surprise.
Yeah, for sure. It always is. I'm like, I always have like maybe it could be this. I had no clue that this episode would be about child abuse.
Right.
No clue.
Again, we touched on it briefly, but it's called the Coverup. What are you talking about? What was covered up? Nothing was covered up. The dad...
You got a bunch of zits?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's what it was named after. Melanie Zitz. She covered it up with her bangs. Perfect.
Oh.
I get it.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I'm on board.
Anyways, we'll see what it is. All right. You got any social media to plug?
Carly Jo Gear.
Period.
No period. No, don't fuck them up. There's no period. It's just Carly Jo Gear. Or you can look at the Real Nick Furry on Instagram, which is the Real Nick Furry with underscores in between all the words, because I just posted finally some new cat pics. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Well, you can follow me on Instagram for some cat pics and some cooking pics at Monday Night Raw or on Twitter at Jesse. And you can follow us at A Social Disease across social media platforms.
Please rate us, like and subscribe.
Yes. Oh, yes, please. I always forget to say that. Unless we like go real self-deprecating at the end of the episode. I always forget to say that.
I know.
Yes, please like, subscribe, rate, do all those things.
Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm just going to start taking friends' phones and being like, you mind if I open up your podcast app real quick?
Go for it.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Turn their phone volume all the way down and just press play on the podcast app.
That's what people have been doing. They just feel bad for us.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense.
Like these two crazy jamokes. Who do they think they are? A couple of broomheads.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye. And once again, we're your hosts, Jesse Mack
and Carly Jo Gear.
And this has been a Social Disease podcast.
Thanks for listening.